So, welcome, welcome, welcome to today's full moon ritual. The moon will become officially full in Leo at 2:18 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, January 28th. And just a little bit of insight as to what's happening with this full moon. So, this is a great time to have some fun, be creative, be childlike, enjoy life, right? The full moon is in Leo. And if you've been feeling emotional the past few days, talking about, right now and yesterday and tomorrow before the full moon, just know that the moon is in Cancer. And Cancer is a more emotional sign. So this could be part of why emotions are coming up. And also, the full moon in itself is going to be bringing up some of those feelings or things that may need to be worked on. We're going to talk about that again. So sorry, it'll be repeated. But this is just a good time to express your emotions by being creative. And you may be experiencing some tension right now or just like feeling out of sorts. So do your best to relax. Know that the tension is going to pass. Don't be surprised if you're feeling more sensitive, like I was saying before. And memories, like I'm saying. So anything that might be coming up, memories that might be resurfacing, they may be showing up because they're ready to be healed. They're ready for you to let go and move from them. So allow them to come through, allow them to come to the surface. And remember, this is a good time to get out in nature and just sit in nature. Like you don't have to do anything, like just go sit on a rock or like sit by the water. That in itself is going to be very healing. And right now is a good time to be persistent. You might notice that obstacles are coming up and you're trying to do stuff and it's challenging. Just keep on being persistent and connecting with your strength and overcome them. Of course, keep in mind, like, is what you're being persistent with something that's authentic and true for you? If yes, then yes, continue it. But if you're like doing something because somebody else told you to do it and you don't feel aligned with it anyway, then maybe don't be persistent. Maybe just chuck it out to the wind. Be like, nope, this isn't for me. So on January 28th, pay close attention to synchronicities and remember your bigger picture. For those of you who may not be super familiar with synchronicities, it's like a way in which the universe and your guides talk to you and they let you know, like, hey, you're on the right path. And so one of the most common synchronicity is seeing divine like time. So 1111, 111, 222, 333, repeating numbers. You'll see these numbers everywhere. You can also, if you want to become specific, you can say to the universe, like, hey, please show me a ladybug. I default to ladybugs all the time, but show me a ladybug if blah, 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 or something like that. Sometimes the universe like doesn't always want to show me my signs, but sometimes a few days later I might see a ladybug and it'll be like, oh yeah, I asked to see you. So you can experiment with that, but just know that start paying attention to those little signs. I think of the movie Serendipity too, like where they were like paying attention to everything and everything was like kind of linking together. Of course, the Celestine prophecy is another example of this, but I find numbers tend to be my, you know, my way of receiving communication often. Also could be a smell or a sound. Okay, anyway, so you may also feel really inspired right now with the full moon. Keep in mind that the new moon and the full moon, we have cycles and the waning and the waxing moon. And so during each of them, like you might end up feeling like, okay, it's time to go inside and hibernate and do self-care. And like, okay, now it's time to be out here and create and be social and do all these things. So for some of you right now, this might be the time. And then as we lead into the new moon, you might kind of retreat a little bit. So just start to pay attention to your own cycle and understand how you work. You may be the opposite, but know that this energy, if you are feeling inspired, is going to help you create. And the last thing I want to tell you, because I can't not tell you this, is that Mercury will be going retrograde on the 30th. So just know that that's happening in the sky. Just want you to be aware, right? Be informed. So let's jump into our ritual tonight. And we're going to start, of course, with cleansing our aura. I'm going to give you guys a second to get anything that you need. So tonight, I think I'm going to use my smudge spray. So for those of you who don't know, this is the smudge spray that I created. It's Palo Santo, Clary Sage, Sweet Orange, and Rose Essential. So this is in the energy cleansing kit that I have on Etsy, but I'm just going to spray it. And so if you're using sage or Palo Santo, we're going to go through this little, I guess, prayer, we can call it. I release all that is no longer serving me. I clear my aura of all the connections that drain me. I allow myself to reconnect to my own inner truth. I welcome in more joy. I allow myself to feel lighter as I connect in with the earth. I ask my higher self and spirit guides to join tonight to assist me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so next we're going to clear our room, and I'm actually going to grab Palo Santo for this. Maybe, maybe not. We're going to do sage. It'll light faster. Okay. So you guys can get up in the middle of your room or just somehow in your room. But we're going to say, this space is filled with loving pink and white light. This space is protected. It is safe for me. This space is healing. I ask any other loving guides to join in on my healing journey this evening. Thank you for the guidance that is in my highest good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so tonight we're going to start with 4 questions, and then we will move into meditating, and I'll send you guys Reiki. And so these questions are going to be fun. I'm sorry if they're a little bit heavy, but I want us to just get clear. I just want us to really work through those emotions. So our first question, I'm going to put it in the chat. It's going to be, how are you feeling emotionally right now? And what has been coming up that you are ready to heal? And I'll put the cleanses that we did in the chat later. But this is the first question. How are you feeling emotionally right now? And what has been coming up that you are ready to heal? So I'm going to turn on the music and let's just start writing that out. with that question. Are we ready to move on? Yes. Yes. Okay. We'll take another minute, or let's go till 8:23. We'll take another 2 minutes. Okay. Let's move on to the second question. So, tapping into this Leo energy, what helps you feel more self-confident, and what does life look and feel like when you feel more self-confident? So I'll put this in the chat and I'll say it again. What helps you feel more self-confident, and what does life look and feel like when you feel more self-confident? Good. Good. Okay. Cool. Perfect. So let's move on to the next question. So I'm sorry, I know these questions are really long. I'm going to post it in the chat as well. So if you happen to have done the new moon ritual with me earlier this month, think back on the seeds that you planted then. How have they been going? What like what version of yourself is getting in your way, slash, what are all of your excuses, right? Because we planted these seeds, we want to get there. What's stopping that from happening? And if you don't remember, or if you didn't do the new moon ritual with me, don't worry. Just think of your current goals, like what have been your current goals for the last 2.5 weeks, and what has been stopping you from taking action. So that question's in the chat. And we'll do this one until 8:35. question. Good, good. All right, cool. Awesome. So we're going to go to the last question. And I think this is like the most important question of them all, right? During a full moon ritual. So our question is, what are we asking the full moon to take tonight? And what is being left behind? And when I'm saying what's being left behind, I'm hoping you're going to focus on like the positive aspects that are being left behind, the positive behaviors and habits, like whatever it is that you're looking to continue to utilize to help you grow and continue forward. So, what are you asking the full moon to take tonight? And what is being left behind? And I will put that in the chat for everyone. And we'll answer this question until 8:40. And if we need a few more minutes, you'll just let me know. could sit here and write an answer to that question all day long. So we're going to move into Reiki and a meditation, and there's actually a visualization that I want you guys to do during this meditation. So I'm going to walk you through the meditation before I turn on the music. But I just want to talk about Reiki real quick for those of you guys who are new to Reiki. The most beautiful thing is that Reiki can be sent via distance. So I can send it to you from here, no matter where you are. And also, if you're watching this on the replay, you guys can still receive the Reiki as well. You will feel something. So with Reiki, it's a Japanese energy healing technique. It's basically channeling in light and sending this healing of Reiki. It's just energy. And you may experience tingling. You might experience feeling like you have waves coming over your body. You might experience gurgling. You might gulp. You might see colors. You might see shapes. You might feel like there's waves coming over your body, which I might have said already, or hot or cold. And just understand that you may also not feel anything at all. So it's just, everybody's different. It doesn't matter if you do feel something versus if you don't feel something, it's still working. So I just want to explain that first. And also, please drink water after receiving the Reiki tonight, as Reiki does help realign your body. We're going to realign your chakras tonight, and it's going to help detox you a little bit. So please drink the water. And yeah, so you can either sit or lay down, and I just want you to close your eyes. And so I want you to take a deep breath. Breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. Let's take another deep breath in. Let's take one more deep breath. And when you breathe out through your nose, put your tongue on the top behind your teeth. So take a deep breath in through your nose, put your tongue behind your teeth, and breathe out. This also works better probably if you breathed out through your mouth, but it's all good. So I want you to take your hands out in front of your chest and keep your eyes closed, but act as if you were cupping your hands. So your two pinkies are touching each other and your hands are kind of in this cupped shape. And so I want you to imagine that there is a green sphere. So a green circle, ball, sphere shape in your hands. And you're holding it. And you see that it starts to spin clockwise. And so I want you to start sending love to this green sphere. And as you send love to it, I want you to notice that it's spinning faster and faster and faster. And so now what I want you to do is take this green sphere that's spinning fast, clockwise, and I want you to move it to your heart by placing your hands over your heart. And so when you do this, that green sphere enters directly inside of your heart. And I want you to see this green sphere inside your heart spinning faster and faster as it connects with the love that's inside of you. And so throughout the rest of this meditation, and while I'm sending you Reiki, allow yourself to relax, feel the love inside and all around you. And if your mind starts to wander, just come back to this image and remember this green sphere spinning inside your heart. And so I want you to bring your hands back to your heart. Thank you, full moon, for taking away what is no longer serving me and for your incredible healing energy. Thank you, guides, for assisting me and supporting me tonight. Thank you, highest self, for helping me heal. Please continue to guide me on my path, sending me signs. I am whole. I am cleansed. I am healed. I am light. I am free. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so when you're ready, you can open up your eyes and come back to the room and definitely have some water. And the one thing I want to remind you about is that if you feel called to it, get outside on Thursday and bathe in the light of the full moon. It will help nourish you and heal you. So that's definitely a fun activity that you can do. And so for any of you guys who are catching this on the replay, if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe, because I give you guys a new moon ritual and a full moon ritual every single month, as well as weekly oracle card readings on Mondays, workouts on Wednesdays, and a wild card video on Fridays. So thank you for being here.